Dissolve the apartheid
So what would you like to
Allow
see happen,
Palestinians-
Hassan?
Do you not understand the English language?
What's going on, everybody? I hope everyone's having a fantastic evening, afternoon, pre-noon, no matter where you are in the world. I'm Hassan Piker, and this is the Hasan broadcast coming to you live from sunny California, Los Angeles. Folks, we're live and alive, and I hope all the boys, girls, and MBs are having a fantastic one because today's a beautiful day. Today's a wonderful day. Today is Wednesday. It's hump day. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Wednesday, October 22nd. 2025. It's hump day. You already know what it is. Here's what he said. Here, he got a new tattoo. He covered it up. Let's see what he said.
Hey everyone, GRAHAM PLATNER here. I want to talk to you about something. In 2007, when I was a young infantry sergeant in the Marine Corps, myself and some machine gunners I served in Fallujah and Ramadi with were on our third deployment. We were in a naval vessel and we pulled in for a Liberty port in Split, Croatia. We went ashore to do the thing that young Marines do, which tends to be carousing and sometimes getting tattoos. We wanted to get something that represented our jobs, our service, fighting in Fallujah and Ramadi as machine gunners. We went ashore, we found a tattoo parlor after a fair amount of heavy carousing, and we found a tattoo on the wall, a piece of flash that looked like a terrifying skull and crossbones. We thought it looked cool, and so we got it. I have had this tattoo for the last 18 years. I re-enlisted into the United States Army with this tattoo, where I was screened for hate and gang-related tattoos. I worked for the State Department as a contractor, where I got a full physical, which included screening my tattoos. I've gone through life with this thing, taking my shirt off, having photographs taken, videos taken. I've been very, very open in my life with the fact I had a skull and crossbones on my chest, because that's what I thought it was. It's come to my attention that it has a stark resemblance to a symbol that is used by neo-Nazis. And I
Flash Nazi symbols are fucking insane. Yeah, that's, what do you think, bro? You're in fucking, if you're drunk on shore leaving Croatia and you walk into a goddamn tattoo parlor and you get a fucking flash tat, it's gonna be a Nazi tattoo, okay? Biggest mistake of my life, okay? Come on now. If he hadn't said he got it in Croatia on shore leave, I would have been like, I think you sought this out and you went to a Nazi affiliated tattoo parlor. The fact that he got it in Croatia is the most believable part, okay? Just like the fact that the US military didn't care about the tattoo is also very believable. But this is more damning about the United States military than anything else, really. The weirdest part of it is he hasn't said any Nazi shit, and he could, especially in this climate. Yet people are calling him a Nazi. Why would he hide being a Nazi? That's the thing that bricks my brain. That's the only thing that doesn't make sense in this entire story, because everything signals that he would be a fucking white supremacist. 4 tours as a machine gunner in the Marine Corps, getting a fucking totem cough tattoo on his chest, joining Blackwater as late as 2018. All of those things combined, you're like, okay, this is a literal mercenary white supremacist. But then you look at his not public profile on Reddit, and there is not a single, there's like very few blemishes as far as like his statements, especially unexpected from a dude who has all of these things associated. Let's continue.
I want to say that was not the intent at all. And the idea that I've been going around with something like that utterly horrifies me. I know that symbols like this can be incredibly damaging to people, and the idea that I've had it all these years and it could have been read like that is incredibly troubling. I have lived a life dedicated to anti-fascism, anti-racism, and anti-Nazism. I think that racism and anti-Semitism are a long scourge on our society and a long scourge on our politics. And I think it has no place in our world. For that reason, I have gone and gotten it covered up. That's right.
Yo, he got the Great Wolf. No, turns out he's a Turkish ultranationalist. Chatters. I never thought I would say this, but I think I've seen enough of a person running for Senate's belly. Enough to last a lifetime, okay? I never thought that this Senate run would be defined by how much this candidate shows his fucking chest and belly. Yeah, mic explosion.
I went to a tattoo parlor and I got this to cover up the skull and crossbones. It's a Celtic knot with some imagery around dogs because my wife Amy and I have two wonderful dogs that we love a lot. This far more represents who I am now than even the skull and crossbones did, which I thought that it was. This has come up because the establishment is trying to throw everything it can at me. It is terrified of what we are trying to build here. Every second we spend talking about a tattoo I got in the Marine Corps is a second we don't talk about Medicare for all. It's a second that we don't talk about raising taxes on the wealthy. It's a second we're not talking about the material struggles.
He looks like he has a 1919 tattoo on his arm. Yes, he does. Why do we have to be like this all the time? He does. And it turns out there's a fucking reason behind it, okay? Here it is. Some have pointed out the second tattoo on his arm with the number 1919 on it. We reached out to Plattner's people about it, who have responded with a full picture and say that it's a Trail Forest Crew tattoo, which began in 1919 by the Appalachian Mountain Club. I do believe that there are, incidents like this that obviously make people become crazy because it's like designed. It's designed specifically to make you crazy. Having said that, however, we can't what the fuck is going on, man? Please. In my opinion, a lack of World War II education is not a valid defense for not knowing the totem cloth is a Nazi symbol. Is an indictment of the lack of World War II education, and it only makes things worse, in my opinion. Yeah. I also felt this way when I saw how people reacted to the totem cloth. Like, I couldn't believe it, especially in my fucking community, where I have spent a good deal of time talking about dog whistles and Nazi identifiers. Specifically the totem cloth. I think it's fucking crazy that people just like are totally oblivious to it. But like I said, there's the good and the bad. And the good is if he pulls through from this, even though this is like irredeemable shit overall, if he pulls through on this, like, yeah, sure, Americans are stupid and it's an indictment about like their lack of knowledge on neo-Nazi and Nazi insignias and whatnot. But it also seemingly tells us that when someone comes out and is like, I'm anti-Israel, I want Medicare for all, for the first time ever, the liberal audiences are receptive to the argument that a Bernie hand-selected candidate is actually more electable than a Chuck Schumer hand-selected candidate. That's the only silver lining in this circumstance. That is, of course, if it translates to the likes of Dr. Abdul El Sayed and numerous other candidates like Omar Fateh, and when re-election time comes around for like the likes of Summer Lee and whatnot, because ultimately, if they're just applying this to fucking white dudes who are Blackwater mercenaries, white dudes who are Blackwater mercenaries with a fucking Nazi tattoo, then yeah, that's just because they think everyone else is a white supremacist, so it's good. It's a good thing that he has a Nazi tattoo, and that's really fucked up. He's been donating to progressives for a while, though. Yeah, no, I know, guys. I know. He is insane, okay? His background is fucking crazy. His background is fucking insane. It literally doesn't make sense. I don't know what to say about it other than I know. Like, it looks like a guy who got, like, bricked, one-shotted by Bernie Sanders and was like, oh, my God, this is the best. Truly the average American white supremacist Nazis that is also a leftist. Yeah, no, he is the true center. He is the true center. He is the true progressive mind in a MAGA body. I'm an Arab who started listening to you post October 7. Your review on the people of Palestine and the Middle East in general makes it slightly disappointing that all of his war activity did not really give you much pause, not as much as the Nazi tattoo did even. Yeah, considering that the normal position is in American society when it comes to elections, the normal position is veterans are awesome, veterans are good, they're doing an objectively good thing, and we love our veterans, we offer reverence to veterans, and the overwhelming majority of fucking Democrat politicians, not overwhelming majority, but like a good chunk of Democrat and Republican politicians genuinely use their veteran background and their veteran status to talk about how awesome they are, to beef up their bona fides. I would rather have someone who has that experience, who at least has like literally talked about how shitty everything is. Here's the only take. Fuck this guy. He sucks. If we have to support this guy, we suck too. He's not what we want. Just John Fetterman 2.0. It's just in the absence of any alternative, I totally understand why Mainers are like, what are you going to do? I understand people who are saying, nope, this is a bridge too far for me. Totally get it. Totally understand it. Especially when, you combine all of the strikes. You combine all of the strikes together, it's just not a good profile. I think it would make literally more sense if he straight up was caught having a Nazi tattoo back in the day and literally said, yeah, I had white supremacist values, I'm reformed. Like, that makes more sense than what we are experiencing here, where he's like, oh, I'm just a dumb jarhead who got a fucking Nazi tattoo. If he straight up was like, yeah, guess what? You know, I did a lot of fucked up shit. This is what I believed. I no longer believe it. I think it's abhorrent, and I am reformed. And I really hope that people can like no longer use my like past self that I have worked tirelessly to move away from and atone for, to say that, you know, to associate me with my past self who I never want to be like or whatever. That would make more sense. I cannot believe how much Marines unironically eating crayons factors into this fucking argument. Like, it's just mind-boggling to me that like the argument that they're presenting is like, yeah, I used to love eating crayons and don't know very common neo-Nazi signals, and I'm a little crazy. I'm a little crazy. This is the median voter. You must now educate him. I cannot believe how fucking bad the median voter's brain is. You know, you got to work with what you got, you know? You got to work with what you got, but it is shocking. It is alarming. Just hypothetical, say a reformed neo-Nazi was running with the same policies as Mom Donnie, which is very socialistic to be, what? They absolutely had a past of being a neo-Nazi, but claim that they were rehabilitated and want to try and give back for the evil they spread in the past. Would you support them? I'm not making any claims or trying to assert any agenda. This is just a thought I had. It depends. It depends on what they've done since then, what they've done in service of atonement, if they have truly rehabilitated or not. I'd have to literally see this person in the hypothetical. But yeah, if there are plenty of people in this community that have done fucked up shit in the past. There are people in this community that have served prison sentences. There are people in this community that have been veterans, that have toured, they've gone on active duty. Yeah, I care about what people represent now and what they've done throughout their lives, and how that has shaped their perspective, how that shaped their opinion, how who they are now, what they represent now, especially when it comes to their political advocacy currently. And when people say, "Oh, well, you know, what if they're doing it cynically?" This is real. This is a real problem. Okay, what if someone is cynically adopting these sorts of policies? Now, on the one hand, when people cynically adopt these sorts of positions, I don't think for the longest, like for the last, I would say 2 to 3 decades, I don't think you would actually have someone who cynically adopts a left position. It's just not something that you do, because you don't get any defense from the establishment. Now, things might change in the future, because it does seem to me like the liberal voters, the base of support here, is leaning into the populist left messaging. But a lot of cynical people would rather take a right-wing stance. A lot of cynical people would just simply take an establishment Democrat position, not a fucking left populist position where they take on one of the most unfavorable, in the grand scheme of things, from the perspective of politicians, position of all time, which is to say, to come out and have your first statement be "fuck Israel." From our background, from where we're standing, obviously the number one thing that we're worried about, understandably, even before the fucking Nazi tattoo, is like his Blackwater thing. And I wanted to question him on this. I wanted to talk to him more about his service and what it means to him, and like whether or not he has a genuine anti-imperialist slant and he worries about the victims, or if it's just simply the classic case of, oh, we got fucked up so that someone could make money. Because like that still is ultimately refusing to reckon with all of the harm that you cause. And I don't even think that will happen at this point. Like, I don't think that is going to take place at all. But what's really interesting to me is that no one is making the consideration of Blackwater. Like, the normies do not give a fuck about that at all. It's just a hyper specific thing to this community and communities like this one. Like, it's not even remotely a question, which it should be. It should be. It absolutely is worthy of scrutiny, even beyond the machine gunner as a Marine Corps, like the tours that he did in Iraq and Afghanistan.